What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. The rest of the cards from Japan for the set Starbirth have been revealed, and I've been told that they should be translated on Twitter and Pokebeach now. I have not seen any of these new reveals yet. We are going to be going into a true first impressions from me for these cards. Now, these cards are so important because they will make up the rest of the Starbirth set in Japan that comes out this month, and the Brilliant Stars set that comes out everywhere else in February 2022. And this reveal should include the last V-Star of the set, which will be Whimsicott V-Star, and I expect that to be a Psychic type Whimsicott. This should be a set that shakes up the game because it is introducing a new mechanic. And if regionals and other events are starting to happen in March in real life, this set will be legal for those. So I'm really excited to dive into this. And like I said, this will be my first time seeing these cards. So these are my first impressions. Hopefully Pokebeach has them up. All 100 star birth cards revealed. Secret rares next week. All right. Let's see if they are all translated. We got a lot of stuff here. It is a Psychic type Whimsicott. I also scrolled by really quickly. I think Whimsicott's V-Star power should be an ability because we already have Charizard, Glaceon, and what's the other ones? Charizard, Glaceon. Oh no, wait, it should be an attack because we have 3 powers already. Okay, yeah, so we have 3 V-Star powers that are abilities. This Whimsicott should have an attack, I think, as a V-Star power. Okay, so let's get into this. We've got Execute Executor looking like Bulk. We've got Shurumish and Breloom looking like Bulk. We've got Tropius. Each of your Pokemon that has grass energy can't be affected by confusion. Just confusion? That's so bad. Oh my god. Oh, we already saw the Turtwig, Grotle, and Torterra, so maybe we've already seen some of these other ones too. Grotle has, you can search your deck for a grass Pokemon once a turn, and Torterra does Evo Press 50 for each evolution Pokemon in play, so this can cap at 300 in standard right now. So that's not bad. I already saw these were revealed the other day, or they were leaked the other day. The Wormadams, there's a grass, metal, and fighting Wormadam, I believe. And they all have the Be Revenge type attack. For 2 energy, it does 30, and then 10 more for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So I think they're interesting because you can have the Burmies that evolve into 3 different types of these Pokemon, and it can cover 3 different type weaknesses. But you'll have to really ramp up that damage way, like, to an unreasonable amount to knock out things without using weakness in one shot. And the Mothim can just do 120 if it evolved from Burmy this turn, so that's nothing too special. Shaymin V and Shaymin V-Star we did already see, and I do have a video where I had my first impressions on those, but Revenge Burst on Shaymin V does 60 plus 40 more for each prize card your opponent's already taken. And then Shaymin V-Star does the same, except as a base of 120, and it has the ability for the V-Star power that you can use once a game, heal 120 damage from each of your grass Pokemon. I think this should have just healed your grass Pokemon fully, and that would have been pretty cool. We've already seen Charizard and Charizard V-Star. These are actually English scans of them, since the English ones were revealed. Magmar and Magmortar, 120, and if Electivire's on your bench, it does 240. But for Fire Colorless, and you have to have a Lightning type Stage 1 on your bench, that is not good. Moltres was already revealed in English already, so we got the English scan there. Infernape, we saw 80 damage times the number of cards you reveal from the top 5 that are energy, and then you shuffle those back. Lapras, if something was knocked out last turn from an attack, your opponent's active is now paralyzed. Just not good enough. We got Piplup, Primplup, and Polion. We already talked about this in Polion in a past video as well, so this isn't a new reveal. Floatzel, put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand. A potential control user, or control type Pokemon, or control strategy. This can go in a control deck, stall deck, mill deck, whatever. I don't think we talked about this in the last reveal video, but it has been revealed already or leaked. It's been around Twitter and everything and on Poke Beach before, so that's not a new one for today. Luminion searches your deck for a supporter when you play it down. That's not new, but I already scrolled too far, and we've got ourselves a bench barrier, ladies and gentlemen. Bench barrier is in the house in the form of Manaphy, which can be level balled. Wave Veil, prevent all damage done to your benched Pokemon by your opponent's attacks. Very interesting. So, obviously here we have a tech against Urshifu, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX against Jolteon VMAX. Those decks now more than ever will want to play ways to take out Pokemon on the bench without damage. So extra Chilling Reign and Teleons, Medicham V, Scoop Up Nets. But this is awesome. This is another deck building choice you can make. This will hopefully create more in-depth gameplay decisions if you know your opponent might be running this or you have to take it out to get on with your game plan. I've been talking about this for a long time, right? People have been saying, are we getting a bench barrier ever since Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX came out? And I did want something a little more, I don't know, a little more designed, I guess I would say. This is pretty basic. We've seen this a million times, but it's great to have a choice like that in the game right now because it just sucked not having any way to stop things like Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX and Jolteon VMAX and anything just sniping the little benched guys. So either we needed a massive HP buff around the board, which can't happen for, you know, literally every basic stage 1, stage 2 Pokemon, or we need something like this. So I think this is good to have. Some people might not like it because it's so straightforward. It's not like prevent damage done by rule box Pokemon. It's on a basic. But I think this can be dealt with by the damage spread decks, but it makes them go through an obstacle before re-implementing their strategy of knocking out multiple Pokemon at one time. So I like this Manaphy. That's awesome that we're getting that. I know people have been wanting that a lot. And, you know, if players want this to be able to feel like they have control over the game, either in deck building or game decisions, then I think that's just overall positive. So this is huge. This is the biggest thing we've seen so far. Absolutely huge for the set. We have Raichu V. This is another one that's been revealed, but I haven't talked about it on the channel yet. Fast charge. If you go first, you can use this on your first turn. Search your deck for a lightning energy and attach it to this Pokemon. And then dynamic spark, 60 damage times the amount of however many lightning energy you want to discard from your Pokemon in this way. Probably not good. We've got Electabuzz and Electivire. The Electivire, if any of your benched Magmortar have damage on them, this attack does 90 more. That is bad. High Voltage Current. This attack does 50 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. 50 damage to everything for 2 lightning and a colorless on a stage 1 that's just going to get knocked out next turn is not good. Could be good in Gym Leader Challenge, though. Again, this Luxray was revealed or leaked, but we haven't talked about it. Energy Crush, 50 times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, and Flash Impact, 110, and it does 30 to one of your benched Pokemon. So bringing back Flash Impact is very neat, but this card is bad for a stage 2. It needs to do more. Wind Up Thunder, 30 for each Pokemon tool attached to all of your Pokemon. Just a meme, because you can only have a max of 6 attached to your board, so that does 180, and that means you also have to have 6 Pokemon tools on your board. So decks right now are running like a few, so I guess we're tossing in like 4 Air Balloon and a couple more. So maybe it's not the worst thing, but yeah, I don't think it's good. Moonlit Vestiges. Okay, moving past the name. Flip 3 coins for each head. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon, and put it on that Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck for a colorless energy on a stage 1. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely not good. Claydol can do 180 if you and your opponent have the same amount of benched Pokemon for 3 energy. That's not the worst thing ever. And also, the art reminds me of the Team Magma's Claydol art. Duskull, Dusclops, Dusk Noir. As often as you like during your turn, you move a special energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. That is just bad, but it's an amazing Dusk Noir art wasted on a bad ability. Uh, Chimecho, Clear Flow. Search your deck for up to 2 special energies and put them in your hand. That is not good. Okay, here we go. We got Whimsicott V action coming through. 190 HP, Psychic type, weak to Metal. Fluffy Obstruction, 20, and if the defending is basic, it can't attack next turn. Cotton Guard, 90. Next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less from attacks. Okay, very generic V. Here comes the V-Star. Okay, it is an attack, as I believe I predict. Yeah, I said it should be an attack to balance it out because we had 3 abilities already. Card looks awesome. Let's see what it does. Okay, Tricky wins. Your opponent can't play tools or special energy from their hand next turn. That's interesting. And Cotton Ball Star is the V-Star power attack. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. It seems fine. It's definitely not complete garbage. There's definitely useful things about it. But it's not like you can't build a deck around this, especially since you can only use this one time in the game. And then stopping Pokemon tools and special energy can be okay against some decks. But like one of the decks it's okay against is Rapid Strike or Shifu, and you should already be beating that. And then of course it should be good against Mew, but they can also just Alessa to get around that. But it's decent. It's decent. Okay, so that was one of the big reveals we were waiting for, but the Manaphy bench barrier definitely outdoes this. Sigilif, nothing crazy. We got Nose Pass, we got the Wormadam. So yeah, we have grass fighting steel, grass fighting metal versions of this. They all do the same thing. 30 plus 10 more for each Pokemon in your discard. I think this was another one that was already revealed, but I'm not sure if we talked about it in a video in here yet. Roaring Resolve, once during your turn, put 2 damage, search your deck for a fighting and attach it to this Pokemon. Then Continuous Aura Sphere, 10 plus, discard all fighting energy from this Pokemon, and it does 60 more damage for each card discarded in this way. So this is kind of like the Charizard from Team Up, I believe, with Roaring Resolve. If this could attach it to any of your Pokemon, that would probably be actually incredible. Maybe even if it could just be attached to a non-rule box, so all of your Lucarios could attach to one Lucario at the same time. And then Continuous Aura Sphere could maybe wrap up to do rack up. I said rank, wrap, and rack. So we finally got there. Rack up enough damage to one-shot things that matter, but I don't think this is good. Bulk, 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 bulk. Bulk, 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 bulk. 10 damage for each card in your hand. Big hands. Not good, but funny. Muck ability if your opponent is active. If your opponent's active is poisoned, its retreat cost is +1. I don't think that's good. Not good for a stall deck because if you're playing a stall deck, you don't want the opponent's active to be poisoned because then it's taking damage and it will die and it will get out of the active. And if you're playing a deck like Leafeon, then why are you poisoning the opponent's Pokemon? Like, you have to have other things in the deck to poison and then Wheeze and then Muck. So like that doesn't work. I don't think this would work in a Galarian Wheezing deck or something like that either, because like if you're playing another extra Pokemon, I think I'd rather just play Toxicroak to make the poison do more damage, so I don't think this is good. Weavile, this Weavile is looking very Team Plasma-y. Oh, and I'm also seeing this Hanch Crow V down there, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So Weavile, scratch and shuffle, flip 2 coins. If you got at least one head, your opponent reveals their hand. For each heads, put a card from their hand at the bottom of their deck. I like that. That's cool. This reminds me of Weavile G. But yeah, not the attack. I don't think Weavile G did anything remotely close to this. The art does. But that's awesome. That's a cool flavorful attack. I like that. Haunch Crow V. This Pokemon can have up to 4 Pokemon tools attached to it. And if this ability stops working, discard tools from this Pokemon tools. There is 1 attached. Very nice looking art too on this Haunch Crow V. And then it does 130. Your opponent reveals their hand. So, maybe that Pachirisu can actually be a deck. So, like, maybe play... You'd have to play some sort of draw support to actually get, like, the Raihans and then the tools that you need to attach. So, maybe, like, maybe not Chinchino, because you don't want to... You have to build up a large hand. But I definitely think this could work. Like, you play a couple Honchkrows, 4 Pachirisu, and then a draw engine, and then just a bunch of air balloons and maybe XP shares, and figure out something else. And if you have 2 Honchkrows on the board, that's 8 tools maximum. Like, you can reach that. And then the rest of your board would be 3 on the bench, 1 active, so that's 12. And I think it did 30 for each, that Pachirisu. Yeah, okay, this Pachirisu is cool. The Pachirisu is sick. Even if it's just like a meme deck or like a ladder deck or whatever, like tier 3 deck, it builds like some sort of archetype. So that's cool. I like to see that. That's really awesome. Spiritomb, the defending Pokemon's weakness is dark until the end of your next turn. Curse drop, put 2 damage on something. Yeah, that's bad because your opponent can just switch and then their weakness isn't that anymore. Madam's Rage on metal type Wormadam. Probopass with no picture. Magnetic tension. This... Okay, they're probably updating, so let's refresh. Okay, yep, it's updated. Let me just make sure we didn't miss anything throughout here that got updated since, but I don't think we did. No, okay. So we'll go back down to metal Pokemon. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. This attack does 40 damage to the new Pokemon. I don't know why there's a question mark. It says 40 right there. We don't even have to read Japanese to know that. There must be a typo because there's question marks and stuff. I don't know what happened there. They're probably just rushing to get all this information out. Bad Heatran, bad Probopass. Clink, Clang, and Clink, Clang. Your basic Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. 20 over 30 less damage. Oh, Flygon V. Hey there, baby. What's up with you? Let's see. Dragon Impulse. 160 damage for your opponent's active Pokemon is a VMAX. It does 160 more damage. And discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Why would you do that? We just needed the first part. We don't need the second part. But what's even going to attach all this grass and fighting energy unless we get double dragon energy at the end of this page? Garchomp, when you play this, yeah, we already saw this in leaks. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may prevent all damage from and effects of attacks under this Pokemon next turn. And its attack does 160, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. So it's like a fine attacker for weird energy cost. Stage 2 with an ability that can be played around. So yeah. If we don't see double dragon energy, I don't see why this would see play. Farfetch'd, Leak Lash, it does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is like a colorless version of the Basculin that we have that attacks for Rapid Strike energy. Cast Form, draw 2 cards, move a basic energy. Okay, bad Cast Form. Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, Strong Breeze. Your opponent shuffles their active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck. We've seen this a million times. It's usually not played for anything but trying to do like fun stuff, and there's typically a better way to play control. I think Pidgeot with this has Pidgeot plus Triple XL has made it into a control deck a couple of times, but that's just because Pidgeotto was good and Starly and Staravia are not good. That just goes to show like you need to make every stage one have some sort of ability that makes them stronger, help with consistency, or draw cards or something to make the stage twos more playable. Bebo with an ability, but no information about said ability. Probably not important, maybe? I don't know. Arceus VSTAR, Minccino, Chinchino. Ooh, better Chinchino. Call for family, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. Bad Chinchino. Tornadus, when you play this from your hand to your bench, you may have your opponent switch their active with one of their benched Pokemon. Your opponent chooses the new active Pokemon. So this is just a one-sided escape rope or a repel, you could say. Fresh Water, heal 20 from each of your Pokemon. Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand and search your deck for a Pokemon. Obviously, this is a reprint. Choice Belt. Oh! Hey, this is pretty good. Is 30 damage enough, though? That's the question. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon V. Is 30 damage enough? Here's the problem. Choice Band came out 4 years ago, and that did 30 more damage. Silver Bangle came out, I want to say, 7 to 8 years ago, and that did 30 more damage. Obviously, HPs have gotten higher, so this isn't like the savior of the game, but it's good. And also, I wish this said non-rule box Pokemon. I don't think that Vs should be able to get a buff from this, but I'm not going to just complain. This is good. You do 30 more damage to V Pokemon. That includes VMAX, that includes V-Star. This is also another tool for that Pachirisu deck. Hot Helmet, this has been leaked. If the Pokemon this is attached to doesn't have a rule box, it takes 30 less damage from attacks. But this is pointless on things without a rule box. This should have had that labeling. Kindler, we've seen. It's a fire thing. Discard a fire energy. Look at the top 7. Get 2 cards from there. Shuffle the rest. Cynthia's Ambition, we've seen this. Draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. If anything was knocked out, draw cards until you have 8. Charon's Care, put a colorless Pokemon that has damage on it and all cards attached to it in your hand. Professor's Oak, Professor's Oak, Professor's Research, Rowan, Roseanne's Backup. This has been leaked already. Shuffle. You can do 1 to 4 of these things. Shuffle a Pokemon tool card, shuffle a stadium card, and shuffle an energy from your discard into your deck. And this can be a special energy, which is why it could potentially be a good card. Shout out Roseanne's. Boss's Orders, Cyrus Edition. Collapse Stadium. This doesn't have a picture, but this is basically Giant Stump, but bad. Giant Stump was a card from like 2005, 6, 7? No, not 7. 2005 or 6, maybe 2004. Each player can't have more than 4 benched Pokemon. If a player has 4 or more benched Pokemon, when this is played, they discard benched Pokemon until they have 4. The player who played this discards first. If more than one effect changes the number of benched Pokemon, use the smaller number. So this makes both players go down to 4 benched Pokemon. I don't see any where this is good except against specifically Eternatus, but Eternatus VMAX is not exactly a force to be reckoned with right now. So if this put each player down to 3, that could actually matter. But down to 4, I feel like this is just like a generic stadium you'll play if there's nothing else to play. And sometimes you can use it to like get Crobat V off your bench so your opponent doesn't have easy pickings. Or you could like pseudo heal a Pokemon by retreating it and then collapse stadium to discard it from play. So that's neat, I guess. Magma Basin we've seen. Once a turn, that player may attach a fire energy from their discard to one of their bench fire Pokemon and put 2 damage counters on it. And double Turbo Energy, which we have also already seen. It's a double colorless, but the attacks of this Pokemon do 20 less damage. Again, 20 is not a big deal. But first impressions of the new cards, specifically just the new cards we've seen today. We kind of already knew Ultra Ball was coming back, and that is a massive deal. I'm not even going to count that because we already knew we were going to be getting it. Choice Belt is a big deal. I'm not sure how big of a deal, but it is a big deal. Has this thing once during... Oh, hold on. This has been updated. This can definitely be played with the Pachirisu deck. I was literally thinking Octillery Abyssal Hand would be great with Pachirisu. This has Octillery's Abyssal Hand. Efficient front teeth. Efficient front teeth. Once during your turn, you may draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. I like that. You could just play a bunch of these Pachirisu Honchkrow. Attach your tools. I wonder if that's the real ability name. Or if they just put it there to be funny. Okay, so that's a highlight for sure. This Flagon is just a travesty. Honchkrow's cool, but I wouldn't say it's a highlight. Whimsicott VSTAR is decent. It could have been a lot worse. At least it looks like it's like playable in the right cases. The Pachirisu, honestly, like this whole time I'm like building a Pachirisu deck in my head, so that's something. And then Manaphy. Manaphy is massive. And of course, just in relation to the new reveals that we saw today, I think those are all of the important ones. And then we already knew about the Wormadams. We already knew about something else. The Muck, the Floatzel. So just for the things for the things that were new that we found out about today, I'd say that the ones that may... Oh, and this is the corrupted stadium we didn't see the picture of. The ones that are the biggest deal today are the Choice Belt. Honestly, maybe Bibarel or Bibarel. Bibarel. Whimsicott VSTAR isn't a big deal, but we were waiting to see it, and Manaphy is massive. People are going to be talking about that one. So, yeah, these are the new cards from Starbirth. Maybe Pokebeach even says what date it comes out. It releases in Japan next Friday, so it releases in 8 days in Japan. Probably a week there already. So in 1 week in Japan time, 8 days from now in our time, because today is Thursday, if I didn't confuse you enough already. So, I'm going to be... posting this up ASAP Rocky, so you'll probably see it tonight, but if you see it tomorrow, then hello to the future. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. What are the coolest cards? What do you think is going to be the most impactful? We'll be talking about these a lot more on my channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching today. Shout out PotownStore.com, PokemonCard.io, BeastCoast.gg, CardTrooperGames.com, and subscribe to this channel for daily Pokemon TCG content. Leave a like and a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.